Hello all, welcome my dear brothers and sisters. I am your Rakesh. Today I want to share a fabulous story with you all. And I want to name this story as The True Mentor's Touch. So, this is how it goes. In the year 2016, I was in my darkest days. I was completely seeing black and I was in search for something white, but ready to settle down for something greyish also. In those time, I received an invitation from a group of people. This group consists of devotees and disciples to a particular God. They had a firm belief that God exists everywhere and they could also sense God everywhere. So it was a ritual for them every month, once or twice, to to gather in one of the devotees' houses and spend a valuable time sharing, caring with each other the knowledge, the prayers, songs, hymns, energy, and also at the end they would have something, a fabulous thing, question and answer session also. So they will also prepare a potluck during that period. They will gather everyone the, within that circle of people, and also they would love to invite people who are not in the group also. There will be no restrictions on number and anything. So I was lucky enough to receive such invitation during that period, and especially to that particular session because of this story happened in that session, right? So on the fine evening, on the said day, I went there. I was received with a very warm welcome by every one of them. They introduced themselves and they asked about me, and we shared so much of experiences, knowledge, and some fun activities were also there. So we started with the rituals to the God, then we rendered our prayers, and then we gave we distributed all the sweets, and then we had a very wonderful dinner with every one of them, and then the question and answer session. So it was their ritual that every time they would select 2 to 3 elite and the people of highest spiritual order to be the guru for that session. So they will give the expert opinion on or the answers to all the questions, but before their answers, there will be a chance given to every devotee over there to participate in that question and answer session. So there was one such fine devotee who was in his mid 40s sitting beside me. His eyes was gleaming with the tears welling up in his eyes, and he wanted to put forth his question. After 3 to 4 questions, he could gather all the strength and courage to put forth his question. And his question was, if God and my mother stand in front of me and give me a choice to choose only one among them, whom should I choose? I hope the question is clear. God and his mother will appear and say, choose one among us. So whom should he choose? So it was a proper question of debate. So many people started raising some more questions to get a preface of why this question occurred. So he was in his mid 40s, as I said, raised by a single parent, his mother. So he had a very great attachment or bonding with his mother, and his mother used to tell him lots of stories about God, and she also used to pray God in many ways, and he was also accustomed to such prayers. So every person started participating in the debate of answering his question. Some said God is the master and you have to choose God always. And some said because your mother is the one who is always with you, and she's the one who is being saying and teaching everything about God to you. You have to choose your mother. And someone also said Kabir ka doha, where he says, when Guru or Govind both come in front of me, first I will give salutations to Guru, because Guru is the one who introduced me to Govind, right? So after all these things, now I was also enthusiastic to know what is the right answer for this. So the Guru started answering. Rather, he was started asking some more questions. So the questions of Guru was something like this. To the devotee, Guru asked, firstly tell me, why did this thought occur to you that both of them would come to you and ask to choose one among them? So there was a brief pause. He didn't had any answer. Then a second question, like, why do you think God will go against your mother or your mother will go against God? Only then they would ask you to choose one among them, right? So there was no answer for that. Then Guru asked, did ever mother tell to you that she is conflicting in deeds or thoughts of any particular thing done by God? Or did God tell that there is some conflicting action being taken by your mother? No. Did God or mother will come in and look at two different things in your job or your family or your business or in your passion or in any other thing? Will both have any conflicting reason? No. So finally, Guru asked, tell me one possibility where your God and your mother are going to be at two separate poles, a north pole and a south pole like, and you have to be in center and you have to travel to either one of the pole. Again he had no answer. So finally, with lots of questions, the devotee was getting frustrated and irritated. In the agitation, he said like, okay, all this, leave it. If at all comes a situation like this, what should I do? Whom should I choose? So Guru gleamed with his most beautiful smile there. Guruji said only three words. It's the mother. Nothing else. He said, it's the mother. So the devotee was very happy. He sought blessings from the Guruji, and he bid farewell to all of us and he left. And many people started leaving. But I could still sense I didn't get the answer yet. So even Guruji looked perplexed. So I went to Guruji and asked, you seem troubled after giving that answer. Why is it so? And what exactly is happening? So Guruji told me, Rakesh, I could give whatever the devotee sought today. His answer has been given because that's what he was seeking. And he was not ready to take anything else apart from that particular answer. So I gave him, but now I am worried with the answer he has received. He shouldn't go and start debating this issue with every devotee over there and raising the same question of thought in everyone and become a deterrent to the God believers. It's quite possible because he's got the answer and he thinks that is the ultimatum, and if he starts going to everyone and saying that so God, mother is greater than God, that becomes a big problem. So Guruji continued saying, now so many people listen to these words they could also be swayed away by this thought, because this thought can be carried by these people and can be seeded in someone else's mind. Then the same thought arises again and again in so many people's mind. But what happens is, there was a this thought arised in his mind somehow, and he started putting that seed more and more deeper into his brain. And then he started nurturing that thought again and again, again and again. Instead of deviating that thought which doesn't serve any purpose, he started nurturing it. Let it grow over like a big tree and become a forest in itself. And now he is sitting there. To deroot the seed is easy. To deroot the plant is little easier only. But when it comes to a tree, it is difficult. But becomes a huge tree, it will become very difficult and it is impossible. But when it becomes a forest in itself, to derooting the entire forest is highly impossible task. So Guruji told a fabulous thing. So now it becomes his responsibility to deweed this particular thought, seed, plant, and tree which has grown in that devotee's mind. So he has to search a better stories and better way of communicating this to him, and then he has to deal with him. And at the same time, he has to pray to the Lord that he is not spreading these seeds somewhere else. So he was actually having a balance between left and right. But actually, I can say it's a multi-dimensional balance which he wanted to take care of now. Not only deforesting the big thought which has grown into his mind, but also to take care of all other devotees who were present, and also pray to Lord that he will not spread this wrong thought into others. So the wrong thoughts, the wrong ideas can lead to wrong questions, and the wrong questions can become a big problem to ourselves, to Guruji, to the teachers, and to the society all over. So let's come up with good thoughts, the questions which will have purpose in our life and which will serve for our growth and development. Thank you very much. Take care.